What's up, guys? So in this tutorial I'll be showing you guys how to create GPTs using my GPT creator. So this is basically a GPT that I created that's going to help you if you're brand new or if you don't know anything about how to create GPTs. This is very user friendly and very beginner friendly. So basically we can start off by saying help me create my first GPT. Alright, so then it's going to prompt you this questionnaire, basically asking you all these questions about how, like, what you want to add in this GPT, right? So for this example, I'm not going to go through all the questions. If you do want to create your very specialized GPT, I would suggest go through all these questions, but I'll show you right now an example of how you can also get the GPT to help you answer all these questions. So for right now, let's just say I want to build a GPT. Sorry, my computer's slow. GPT to help me with my math homework, right? Math homework. All right. Oh my gosh. I think I need spelling homework. All right, so let's say that. All right, so then it's going to give you examples of the actual questions that it's probably going to generate for you already. All right. And for this example, again, I'm just going to go with whatever example it says. Help me fill in these questions based on my needs. And then we're just going to hit. Okay. All right, so then it's gonna fill in all the questionnaire basically based on the needs of just helping you with your math homework. If you want to be more specific, again, for example purposes, I'm not gonna go too deep into it, but let's say we just want to focus on calculus, on algebra 2, and statistics or something like that, right? And then we're gonna just tell it, I want you to focus on that, right? But for this example, we're just gonna go and say yes to everything, but make sure for yours you read through all these and make sure that all these align to what you want this GPT to be, right? So after it fills out all the details, it's going to help you with that, and then you can say yes, let's add all these to our GPT and proceed to the next step. All right. All right, so again, it's going to give you another overview of what it's adding to it. And then just to explain this to you guys real quick, so role definition basically just tells the GPT like who it is, like who is it. So it's going to be probably, I guess, like high school algebra, calculus, and statistics. So those are like the main subjects that it's going to teach. So it really thinks basically that it's a teacher that teaches these things. Objectives, basically like what objectives, like what are the things that it's supposed to do, right? It's supposed to show you step-by-step solutions, explain concepts, solve equations for you. Core skills, basically the skills that the GPT itself has. So of course, problem solving, providing clear explanation, generating practice problems, or you can add or subtract any of these too. You can add more objectives, you can add more core skills. This is the tone, so how you wanted to talk to you. If you wanted to talk to you more like a teacher, more like a friend or a tutor or whatever you want, you can just tell it here. So for example, let's say I want the tone to be like a friendly teacher, right? Okay, and then we could also check the other stuff while we do this, and then primary tasks. So again, solving math problems. Basically, this is again just explaining how the GPT is going to understand what you are going to input into it, and get the output of all the stuff that you're going to give it. So again, I'm not going to go through all this. It's going to take way too long. But for you, definitely read all this stuff. Make sure that you add everything that you want, and you tell it not to add what you don't want, basically, or subtract it, take it out of the prompt. So I want the tone to be more like a friendly teacher. Everything else is fine. Let's proceed to the next step. All right. All right. So it's gonna update the prompt again, and then it's gonna give you basically like a full summary of what you want. And then again, just go through it, make sure you have everything that you need. If you want to add more things, again, you can just prompt it and say, hey, can you add so and so, right? So these are the different don't change these right now. Like, you can add and subtract stuff, but don't change these stuff like the roles, the core skills, the tone, the task, the protocol, and the best practice. Like, don't change those, like the format itself. You can add and subtract stuff to all of them, but don't change the format itself, because this is the format that I kind of refine right now to have my GPTs be like the most accurate as possible. And then all the GPTs are going to have some sort of writing that's similar to this, that basically is just for the GPT to be improved by your own feedback and focus on improving solutions and all that stuff, right? So, final step, this is your final GPT prompt for math homework. You can now use this prompt to interact with your GPT, okay? So, what you could do is now, all right, give me the final prompt. And the reason I do that is because sometimes it won't give you the final prompt, it'll give you a summary. But for this one, when you finally have the final prompt, it's going to look something like this. So it's very similar to the last one, so that's good. All right, so now all we got to do is we're going to go and we're going to copy this whole thing, right? Copy and paste. And then for you guys, you'll have this little tab that says Explore GPTs. And then we're going to go to Create GPT. And then as a beginner friendly, I'll show you guys how to do this as well, just because sometimes when you go straight into the configure, it won't work very well sometimes. But here, I'll show you guys. So basically, we're going to do this thing where we're going to go to the Create tab and just tell it again in a simple form. I want to create math tutor tutor GPT, all right? And again, you can create GPTs on your own by doing this, but this is not really very it's not as effective as if when you go to the configure tab, and I'll show you guys how to do that. I think my computer's stuck. Give me 1 second. Let's go. All right, cool. So then we're gonna choose a name, math tutor. That's fine. Yes, that's fine. And this is just like the setup part of it. You only have to do this once, and then you don't have to really worry about this anymore. So it's gonna update it, and then it's gonna generate a picture for you right here. So you can use Dolly to generate a picture automatically, and you can even tell it right here, generate a picture of a math teacher, or generate a picture of a math problem. I don't know, whatever you want it to be. I'll show you guys also. You could also use this, just click on here, and you can just upload your own picture, or again, you can just generate it later. I just wanted to show you guys the way right here that you could create it. So it kind of gives you all this, and it fills all this in for you. I would always suggest that you enable all these three just in case you need them. Anywho, what we're gonna really focus on is instructions. So we're gonna just delete what it says, because that's more of like a basic prompt, which we don't want that. We want the more advanced prompt, which is the one that we generated with the other GPT. So once we have that prompt in place, all we're gonna do is create. And then from here, you can either have it just for yourself, meaning that only you and your account can see it. You can share it with anybody with a link, kind of like what I did with you guys right now. Or you can, put it publicly to the GPT store and everybody can use it, or basically. So right now we're just going to say anybody with a link. So let's say save. And then we're going to say view GPT. All right, now we got our math tutor. So I kind of saved this problem from earlier right here. And basically I'm just going to ask it to solve it. Can you solve this problem and explain it to me, right? And then basically it's gonna look at the picture. So we're gonna send that. And this is example purposes. I actually already tried this problem and I already checked what the equation was and all that stuff. So as you can see now, it's basically gonna give you the full answer and explanation of how it got to that, which is pretty awesome. So this is just an example, like I said, for math, but in reality, you can use this to solve any problem, like any type of job you want, any type of anything that you really want to do. You can just create a custom GPT the way that I show you guys, and then yeah, I mean, you got a GPT now. And then this is to provide feedback. So if you see that this feedback or this response is good, then just click yes, like a thumbs up. If not, then you can click the thumbs down, and then it's gonna regenerate another response for you. This is again regeneration. You can get the GPT to read this out loud, maybe if you want like a hands-off experience. And yeah, I mean, that's basically it. So yeah, thank you guys for watching my first tutorial. I know it's not the best, but we'll get better. See ya.